I got an idea. What I wanted to do today is show everybody what it takes to set up a booth. I got an idea. What I wanted to do today is show everybody what it takes to set up a booth. A lot of people have lost their jobs, a lot of people have lost their homes, and they are going to need a way to generate income. So what I would like to do to give back to the community is I want to show you all step by step how to actually construct a vendor booth so that people can come and buy from you so that you can earn some extra income. So the first step to putting the booth together obviously is the tent. It's really important for you to understand that with the tents you need to have a commercial grade tent. It's going to be stronger so that it can withstand wind and stuff like that. Usually you know it's a commercial grade tent because when you feel up and down the pole it's like granulated. So first thing you want to do after you erect the tent is put all the straps down. So just so you can see, this is the strap that I'm talking about. It's Velcro. You're gonna pull it down, make sure it goes over the tent top and then secure it. You gotta make sure that you put weights on the ends. There's actually a couple different type of weights, but us professionals, we use one or two options. The first type of weight is this dumbbell size weight. This is two 25-pound weights that you would normally see at the gym. Now, after we've done that, the next thing we want to do is secure the extension part. So I'm going to show you how to take this tent and make it longer by adding poles. On top, take it, feed it through. See that? That was the first piece. We'll do the same thing. Take it up, put it in. Slide it through. These bungees come in packs of like 10 or 12. They're like $10 or less usually. They may cost a little more. And you also need clips, two styles of clips. You got these with the hard touch and these with the soft touch. Secure the pole by putting the bungee around the edge, bringing it through, tighten it up. Make sure you always have bungees whenever you are putting extra poles up. One of the first things that I like to do is the signage because you never know who is going to be walking past. You want to try to create like a fun space for people to come into where they'll be able to kind of get an idea of what it is you're selling before you say anything. So far we got poles in for the extensions. We got our first sign up. Almost all vendors are going to need tables of some sort. So this is a 4x6 table that's collapsible and foldable. Placement is super important when it comes to your booth. One of the biggest things that you must be thinking about is how do you create a space that people can flow through. So as you place your table, you want to make sure that people can walk around them where you want them to and block the places that you don't want them to walk around. I always opt for more than one table whenever possible. It is so important that you pay attention to how you're doing these things. You do not want to hurt yourself, hurt your back, or anything like that. And again, why are we doing it? We want to create lanes for people to be able to walk through. So step one, tables. Please just note how the sign has all the products on it that are being sold, has the business logo, and it has the website. Signage is so important, you guys. The patterns of your cloth. Those are very important. Now, a couple ways to do this. You can keep it high like that if you want. Notice that the pattern kind of matches the sign well. But there's another trick that we use. Whenever you want to use this space under here for storage, you want to cover it up. So you want to have a tablecloth with 2 pieces and use these clips to pull that down as far as you need it to go, and then clip it so that your tablecloth has more length. And then you take a second color with your top color. If you're selling products, it's always best to have a solid color on top. Put that on top of your table so that whatever product you put on top of it doesn't clash with the material. See how easy that is? You just want to take care to make sure everything's lined up nicely. That looks good, right? This is another style bungee you can use. So for the ends, just put that in, wrap it around a couple times. Bam. And you can put bungees all up here, but for time, and you remember you are creating something where people are gonna wanna come in. So you want your color schemes to be attractive to people. The more attractive you make the booth, the more safe people feel, the more they're likely to come in and shop with you. That's very, very important. That's the second way to do the table, is you can put it over long on one side and use your top color to create lift on the other side. It's always best to have 3 table covers that match. You don't want to have one that's got blue on it and one that's got green on it and one that's got orange on it. Uniformity creates confidence because people kind of get the sense that they know what to expect. So we've got a couple of these tables taken care of for you really quick. 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, right? So now, what am I gonna put on these things? Now I'm gonna actually bring some products in so you can see how to place them. My fragrance oils. These things smell so good. These are my own signature scents. They're like 1/3 ounce roll-on oil perfumes that are alcohol-free and travel-ready size. This is the smell good portion of the Urban and Island experience. So when you come to the Urban and Island booth, you can expect a look good, smell good, feel good experience. So our oils have already started to scent up the space. If you were here, you would be smelling it right now. Ain't that right, Ben? Next, I have some of my flower clips here. I'm just gonna place one of these displays here and one of the displays here. And why am I doing that? I am doing that. First of all, it's always good to have things that break apart when it comes to displays. It's easier to clean it and it's easier to pack it and put it away. In the top box, I have my small flower hair clips. Super cute. See, I got a big one. This is a smaller one. For the cakeys or the youth, easy way to make a sign, handmade, piece of construction paper, folded in half. I can take that and just put it right there. People walk up to the booth and they'll be able to see exactly what I sell. So you never know which angle someone is walking up from. Are they coming straight ahead? Are they walking in from the side? So you want to try to create displays that are attractive for all the different sides, because you just never know. Like this one I'm going to put here. I sell hats. So what I'm gonna do here is show you a really good idea for how to display hats or things that hang. So this is like a little organizer for kids. It's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on it, and it's got this little thing on it, right? So it makes it super easy for me to hang that there, right? We are gonna place the hats over here. That way, we know you can see it. But you see how that hangs? Boom. There's another type that you can use. Same type of deal, but this one's all black. Instead of the hook, it's got Velcro on it. So you take that and you put it up like that. And I'm gonna start to create a little hat corner over here. See how that works? You can do it that way. You can go side by side. So I like to do like that, right? Little hair braids that clip right in. You literally take one off and you can clip it to your hair and it'll stay, and it's got beads and everything. Cool, right? So to display those, I grabbed this thing is actually normally for the bathroom, but I use it to clip these braids too. Next up, these are my incense displays. We make layered incense. I'm not gonna pull them all out, but I wanna show you how. We make sure we protect them all, and we take them and we put them in these cups so that people can come up and sample the different scents. Super important to always have displays that allow people to easily access the products that you have. You'd be like, oh, that smells good. And I would tell you that our scents are layered. They actually have 3 different scents on them. So if you come up, you like smell this part, the top, the middle, the end, and the scent changes as it goes down. They're so cool. It's one of the favorite products that I make, right? And I use it, as I said, for the incense. Just put a cup in there and I put the incense in each of these different displays. Super, super easy. Flowers. So whatever your best-selling product is, you always want to make sure it's up front and center, right? So hibiscus is the Hawaii state flower. So I'm gonna place these on the first row, and I got all different colors. And one thing about merchandise is you wanna put like things together. So as you'll see, you can go by same color, same style, but somehow you have to be able to organize things where people can easily identify what it is. So I got hibiscus first, and then I'll have orchids, and then I'm gonna do some double orchids after that. And you can either mix and match the colors, or you can put all the same color. It's really much whichever you want. That's where the creativity comes in. That's the way you change things around. That it's an urban and item clip. So you want to make sure you brand all of your products so that people know how to ask for it by name. So to break these 2 up, I'm going to add some plumeria flowers. Everybody loves these. They're so popular. I have so many that I wear like all the time, right? And you just stagger those out. But you see how the flowers are starting to create this pop of color all over the booth here. When people come, they are curious and they just want to see what it is. For my flowers, when you're looking at them, they like look so real that people come up and touch and think that they are real. I want to show you another way that you can use to create a nice atmosphere. So you remember those poles that we put up? The reason we did that is we want to create like an awning so that people are cooler when they come in the space. So this is a regular little tarp. Also with the bungees, you'll use a lot of bungees in this business. I'm gonna take it and put one piece there, but then I'm gonna pull that part out and put it there. Now this makes a huge difference when you're outside, because it could get so hot. Just by adding this, it will cool your tent off, you know, by a good 10 degrees sometimes. Very noticeable. It's one of the things that when people come in my tent, they always tend to linger around a little bit longer. Sometimes they even just come just to get out of the hot stuff and into something cool. But you see how that works? So we hung that up, and we're just gonna take this last one, wrap it around like that, and then we'll take one of these clips and we're just gonna clip it like that. You wanna kind of make it look good, so if you have to roll it and tuck it so that it looks better, no problem. Everything's attached. You got these bungees up here holding them in, so if it rains or if it gets windy, you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. And again, people will come in and shop longer because it feels cooler in your space. For the hats, and just to show you how that works, for these hats, you just kind of put them on in there, and I like to stagger them. Again, put like things together, and sometimes I'm always fiddling and moving things around so that it feels nice. But these little turntables, this is another huge secret. If you want a display that moves, get one of these turntables. That way you can sit something on top of it, and if somebody were looking at it, they can look at different sides. Nobody taught me any of this stuff. It's stuff that's really simple once you know what it is, but when you're first starting, it's really hard to like figure out what to do. I braid hair also. So I have to have braiding signs up in the tent so that people can easily identify that about me just by walking by. Anything that you can do to let people know what you do before they even talk to you will help you to have a better outcome when it comes to how many sales that you want. Because I usually will have signs all over the tent where somebody from way down the way can see, they'll catch this braid sign and they'll be like, oh my gosh, they do braids, and they'll come and they'll ask me questions about it. And that's when I get the opportunity to uncover the value that I offer with my hair braiding. So there's that. Again, using clips to hold this up. So are you all seeing how this all comes together? Like you got your signs, you got your products, you got your different types of displays. I wish you all could see this, but the angle that I have it at would make it hard. But these hats sit so good in these little type of displays. And normally on a full setup, I would have 5 of these side by side because they'll be full of different types of hats. And our hats that we have, very cool way to display them. You can use totes like these. So these are really nice totes. They protect your products and everything. You can put a lot of stuff in here. Very, very important to have these. So all of us vendors have some type of tote to carry our products in. So with this one, probably wondering what these are. I actually have designer line of jerseys that I make. I designed them all myself and I use these little clips to hang them, right? So I think I saw this on like an infomercial or something, but I got them at Walmart. You get like 5 or 6 of them for like $8. And it's a really good way to display hanging items. Check this out. Let's see, make sure I stay in. But there's so many variations of the booth, and I'll probably include different photos and stuff so you'll be able to see like how you can move these tables around depending on the space that you have. I'm indoor right now, so I have to make quite a few adjustments to be able to put the tent up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the jerseys all around the tent in different areas because you want people to be able to see them. My hope is that this will give you some ideas on things that you can do at your own booth, because you can be involved in craft fairs and stuff like that, and you can earn some extra income for your family, especially in times like this, like on the island where everything is kind of at a standstill on certain parts of the island. Super important to know stuff like this, like how to come out and make yourself attractive to people to come and buy things that you have to sell. One tip, when I started my booth, everything that I sell, no one else sold it, anything like it. So I find that that's a really good way to like get started, because what it does is it makes it people excited to be in your booth because they can't find what you have anywhere else. So like no one, even to this day, right now, has a line of jerseys at any of the craft fairs here on the island. Nobody makes their clip-on braids when I started this, but someone did kind of get inspired by this and started to make something different, and that's okay. If you do see something and you're like, oh, I really like that idea, don't do exactly what someone else is doing. Do something different, enhance it, alter it somehow to make it your own product. You don't have to be a copycat unless you just really want to, but who really wants to, right? So we have our own line of professional hair care products, and people that are wanting these or traveling, if they buy kits, they need a way to protect it. So just a little rule of thumb, your packaging is super important when it comes to making sales. You want to be thinking about not only people who are going to buy for you right now, but what if people get home and they want to buy more? You know, do you have a website that they can go to so that they can order online? And if you do, are you able to get them that product in a good packaging so that when they receive it, it's not broken or damaged in any way? So we usually put all of our hair care products up here. And then we also have shea butter that we put up on this big table. And we have skin conditioner that we put up on this big table. I guess I should tell you a little about my story too. When I first moved to Maui, is actually behind kind of like an economic disaster, the same as the fires. I used to work on the cruise line in 2007, and there was a stock market crash in 2008. So for the place that I worked, which was Norwegian Cruise Line, they end up repositioning two of their ships because the stock market crash hit the cruise line industry so hard that one ship was redeployed to Asia, the other ship was redeployed to Europe. So only one ship stayed, 2/3 of us got laid off, and I ended up moving to Maui. Couldn't find a job, same type of thing, economy is tanking. So I decided that instead of, failing and leaving or, not being able to stay here, I would create a job for myself. And that's how I first started doing the craft fairs. Full transparency, I actually had to live houseless. I took the tent that I had, which wasn't this type of tent, and I went and I got some PVC pipe like that, and I got some tarps like the ones here, and I pretty much created me like a beach bungalow where I had like a Coleman tent by the beach with a hibachi grill and one of these tables, and I lived houseless. So I say that to say this kind of thing is also multi-purpose because you can use this tent for your booth, but you can also use it to park your car under. If you're having like a party, you can use it and people can come. If you're doing tailgating, anything like that. So when you're putting your stuff together, think of multi-purpose uses. That way you make sure you get your money's worth. It's very important. So I didn't put all the products out that I have, but I just want to give you an idea of what you need to do. There's only one more thing that I didn't do that I want to show you, and that is creating walls at your booth. So that same type of canvas that we used up here for the top of your awning, you can also take one of these that are not folded and you can put it across the booth as a backing, and that helps to stop the eye when they come to your booth, and it also helps to stop the wind. It's really cool. So they come in different sizes. I'm just gonna show you real quick on this side. It's gonna block your visual, but on one side, but that is okay. I'm gonna choose this side, and then I'll just leave a little corner so you can still see through. Ben. So excited. I have the coolest people here. Y'all can't see them, but Sleepy John's here. My boy Ben is here, and they're helping us to make this happen. So you see what's happening here? We're just, same with the bungees around the pole. This is creating like a screen. I'm not gonna block it off completely so that you can still see on camera, but do you see how that like captures everybody? If I were to put it all the way up. So here's another way you can display stuff. Now you see how I have this blocked? These are things you wanna look out for. You wanna make sure people can see as much as they can. So I'm just gonna move those since I blocked that side off. I'm gonna switch and put some of these jerseys over here. You see how cool that looks now? I'm gonna put one more up just so you folks can see. And this is fun, like you can be completely creative with your setup. But do you see how by putting this up against a black screen, it makes the jerseys pop even more? Like nobody can see past your booth. When people are walking by, like at a craft fair, you only have so much time to capture their attention. So a lot of people, they have the sides open, and if you sell something, like dream catchers or something like that where that makes sense, perfect. But if you can distract people from seeing what's going on outside of your booth and just concentrating on what's going on in your booth when they're near your booth, it'll really, really add to your sales each time. So So I'll be sharing this type of stuff with you. My booth often changes. Like I never like to do the same type of thing every time. So I change where things are. But the main thing, always important, is you want to have signage so people can see what you're offering from a distance. You always want to have some awning or something to protect and make your booth look, this makes your booth look bigger, and then it also makes it cooler. And then you always want to have your most important products that sell at a high level. The higher the better. The smaller the product too, the higher it probably should be, because you always want to be mindful that, you know, some people like to sample your products without paying for them. So you want to be able to see everything at your booth at all times. Different things like the PVC pipe to make your table bigger, or you can use the bed lifters to make your table bigger or something like that, but you want to make sure it's safe, whatever it is. Make sure that it's something that won't fall or stick out. Make sure that when you're doing your signage, the most important part of the sign needs to be at the top. It's always good to have pictures. Some people are visual, some people like to read and stuff. Some people don't like to read signs, so that's why the pictures are very important. And whenever you want to do an extension on your booth, all you need is some of these poles. So I'm going to do another version of this outdoor where there's more space, and you'll see we'll be able to use these same products to turn this 10 by 10 canopy tent into a 10 by 15, 18, or 20, depending on what it is we want to do and how much space we have.